And we're live. Let's see how many people pop in. Giant fucking bumblebee. Did I bring water with me? It's over here. Let's see if anybody pops in on a Saturday afternoon. So, I think there are a lot of people in this community that are at odds with me and my team because we are constantly judging, and people have an issue with judgment. They have issues with being assessed on their behavior and having any skepticism lobbed their way when they appear to be on point. The thing is, guys, I've met, I know I'm a hard ass with people. I know that I can be tough to please. But dude, I have seen so many people that believe 100, do a 180 on their beliefs. 180. They'll 1 minute say that the world is mechanical, right? They'll do psychedelic trips, guys. They'll do DMT. They will do DMT. And they'll be like, yeah, reality is mechanical. And the next thing you know, they're completely engaging with things that are non-mechanical at all. So they went on the deep end of what was happening in the culture. And I guess you could call these guys cultural surfers or something like that. You know what I mean? There's a wave, right? And it's people will usually just be like, well, you know what? I'm going to ride the wave right when it's where it's at, I'm going to ride this wave and see where it takes me. And then once it crashes, they're like, woof, oh, look, there's another wave and it's going in the opposite direction. Let me go ahead and ride it back. And they'll go in the opposite way. And they'll just change their beliefs like that, right? I'm the guy that's looking way down the line at a massive fucking wave. I'm like, I want to catch a really good one, because this wave lasts a really long time and I want to ride a wave for a long time. But my convictions orient to that big wave. And so to me, sometimes people will say that I'm a panderer, or that I'm shilling for a group of people or whatever. But I'm the one that kind of started this culture of, really focusing on corrective exercise and getting all in with it. I'll say NESM they were probably the ones that started it. I just took it to the probably the highest level that you could take it. And I see that now it's starting to gain traction. There's a lot of people want to do it. And you'll see some of the most mainstream influencers now getting into this idea of correcting imbalances. I've seen this pivot happen many times, but now it's just it's getting crazy, what I'm saying. And so, of course, you're going to get people that are well, who's the best at correcting imbalances? And they'll be well, functional patterns is it. And then you'll start having people going well, it seems like the right time. They'll see how many followers we have. They'll see how much engagement we'll get on some posts. And they'll be well, you know what? It's the time to start switching over. Because functional patterns appears to be that next wave. And I'm sorry, guys, but when I see that somebody's doing it opportunistically, I just don't have the same level of respect for it than the people that were not orienting to that same challenge. If you're not willing to undergo some levels of struggle to take on what I have to offer, you're not really one of my people. That's just how it is. My people are the ones that struggle. That's my identity group. The people that will undergo difficulty to do the right things. And of course, nowadays, with a lot of what's happening in the ecosystem, there's a great opportunity to make money. And so now that happens, the probability of finding people that are going to be willing to undergo the sacrifice it's much lower. So now the question is is this going to become a bastardization? Is there going to be are there going to be sellouts? That's what we're going to find out. That's the next step here. Are there people just joining FP to sell out? Are people just selling out to FP now, or do they really believe in it? I think the customers believe in it. I've been talking to them, and they're they have firm belief in what's happening because they've experienced the differences. They've experienced the difference of what it is to do normal training and physical therapy and yoga and Pilates, and then all the, the peptides and all that shit, they'd experienced that. And now they're coming in and they're like, yeah, I really like this. So I'd imagine there's going to be a lot of people that come in like that may then want to say, you know what, I'll make a career change. And I think it'll come from a sincere place. But man, social media has many people that literally don't give two shits about it. People that just came in because they're like, it seems like the time is right. And there's people that have been around for a long time that have gotten it, and I have more respect for them. But I've seen that people come and they go. I've seen people they just do their 180s. They look around and they're like, is woke going to be the next thing? Is that the next thing? Okay, well, I'm going to be woke. Oh, is going like full eugenics the thing now? Oh, okay, I'll go into full eugenics mode. Everybody's atheistic right now? Okay, I'll be an atheist. Oh, now everybody's agnostic. Everybody's Gnostic now, or everybody's for theism now. Okay, now I'll be theistic. Oh, is everybody spiritual but not religious now? Okay, then I'll be spiritual but not religious. Everybody's always just looking around going like, where do I fucking find an easy path? And so to me, when I see that shit, I got no respect for it, man. And I've seen some people that they've reasoned themselves into real things because they're smart enough to. I'm talking about people with like IQs that are above 130, 140, guys. Like really smart people. And I'll see them reason themselves into rational things. And then at the same time, ultimately they completely abandon reason and just go into the most irrational bullshit, the most illogical bullshit. I remember a while back, this was back in like 2017, 2018. There was this dude that had a pretty big following, pretty large following, and he hits me up. And he's like, bro, I really trust your, and then he puts like two like eyeballs, or like a big eyeball, and it was like my vision. I really see your vision. And prior to that, he was pandering to like the vegan community, making money off of it. Prior to that, he was doing like some like touch butt. And prior to that, he was doing like, whatever you call it, parkour. Then he comes and he had gone through like several stages. And then he finally decided to go, oh, look, I'm going to see if I can jump onto this functional patterns thing because it seems like it could be lucrative. And I'm like, I know what this guy's trying to do. He's just trying to come in here. Smart dude. He's trying to come in here and see if he can just snake some information and then have his own certification courses set up. And so I'm like, no, you're not going to do that here, bro. You got to go somewhere else. Sure enough, what ends up happening is he ends up bouncing. He goes to a copycat version of functional patterns. He ends up taking that dude's shit. And the next thing you know, maybe about like 6 to 8 months later, he's doing his own certifications with that guy's shit. It's just patterns repeat. And you get some people that get it, but most people don't. Most people are, like I said, they're just trend surfers. They're like, oh, is that the next trend? Let me just jump on that fucking trend. Alberto Alexander writes, FP is lucrative for my tissues. Yeah, bro, you're one of the OGs. You've been in this shit since like, 2015 or something like that? 2016? People just read the room. They pretty much just see like, how strong is Naughty's gravity? That's what people are seeing right now. They're like, how strong is his gravity? Do I have to join it now? Do I? Yes. Okay, well, you know what? I'll join it. They're like, wait a minute. Naughty's gravity is shrinking. Like it's getting, like his mass is getting smaller and his gravitational imprint is shrinking. Yeah, you know what? I don't know if I really want to do this functional pattern shit. I'm going to go do something else. Or I'll do a copycat rendition of it. People are exactly like dogs. Exactly like dogs. Stop feeding a dog and like your most precious dog that you have. Stop feeding it. Stop paying attention to it and see if it ends up being loyal to you still. It'll be funny because I think in like 20, 30 years, like what we're doing is going to be the norm. I can already see it. It's going to be the norm. I can't imagine what it's going to turn into. Could be good, could be bad. We'll see. Oh, come back, you little fucker. There's a hummingbird up there. I'll say that that running this company has been quite the inconvenience. That's why when people come in out of sheer convenience, I'm just like, good God, man. It's hard not to take it personally, guys. Because I think a lot of times people are like, man, now he takes this shit too personal. And I'm like, yeah, bro, because I'm like, fuck. I remember, what was it? I remember this is back like in 2007, 2008. No, I think it was like 2009. It was like a year after the financial crash happened. I had gotten this new lady. She was about like 68 years old and just fucking ossified. Really nice lady. Her name was Sylvia. And I would do in-home training with her. The nicest lady, dude. The nicest fucking lady. And she was so down for like doing work with FP. And I remember there was one day I had her doing a wall retraction. Because that's when I was like tampering with the wall retraction. And I was like, man, she's older. And I was just like thinking, I'm like, man, I hope I don't end up finding some way to pinch something somewhere where I hit like an off switch. Because I didn't know what the hell I was doing fully yet. I was still like tampering. I was figuring it out. And so one day, I thought I did something wrong because she got lightheaded. And I was like, fuck. I was like, did I do something wrong? And towards the end of the session, she's like, yeah. She's like, I was actually on a fast. She told me she had been fasting. She hadn't eaten in in a long period of time. She's like, yeah, my blood sugar was just low. But I thought that I had done something wrong. And I remember just being so stressed out during the session going like, what the fuck did I do wrong? Like, what am I doing wrong? You know, like, fuck. And every time I would have a client and I would get a bad reaction in a session, I'd be like, fuck, dude, what did I do wrong? Like, they came in fine during the session and then they left after the session and they felt worse. I'm like, what am I being paid for? What am I being paid for in this situation? To fuck this person up? I'm like, fuck, do I give them a refund? What do I do here? And I was like, fuck, I got to get better. It's like, I'm bound to make mistakes. And fortunately, the people were patient with me. And sometimes you lose clients. And so you spend all this time going through all this bullshit. It's so fucking stressful, guys. It induces so much anxiety. It induces so much anxiety. And you constantly just are like left to feel these doubts about who you are, whether you're bringing any value to the world at all, whether you should just change fucking professions and do something else because you're just like, well, dude, I just fucking suck, you know? So I go through that. And you have to realize I go through fucking from the year 2006 all the way to about like the year 2013, 2014, where I'm like, oh, fuck, dude. And in 2014, things kind of begin to come around. I start finding control with the body. I start developing chamber sequences around 2014, maybe a little earlier. Probably earlier because I was coming up with other concepts that were going to build on chamber sequences. But around 2014 is when I started coming up with the reciprocal row. If you've done a Human Foundations course, that was around the year that it came about. Then I was like, oh, fuck, I can actually finally find control within the fucking body. But I'm still struggling. I still don't get the best reactions with people. I have to micromanage every little fucking detail to get a better reaction with somebody. But FP's not working for most people. And I still have failure after failure after failure. And I still have failures today. I still fucking fail today. It's just, there were times where I'm like, I failed so much. Where I'm like, fuck, I fucked up here, here, and here. There's still so many failures, but there's way less. But it was around like 2020, 2021 where I started getting a lot better. And today I'm a lot better than what I was before. But there are just so many people that will never understand what that struggle is. I can explain it to you guys. But dude, it is just like, it was incredibly stressful. It was painful, like emotionally just fucking painful. You're like, fuck, I'm a loser. I'm a fucking loser. That's all that it runs through my fucking head. Nowdy, you're a loser. You don't know what the fuck you're doing. Just give it up already, you fucking loser. You suck. That's why you got a bad reaction. Then you go train another client and you have like a decent set of reactions from them. You go to the next one, it's like decent. You have these fucking super rough days. And then the next day you wake up and you're like, maybe I should approach it like this. Let me try this. And then you work with your next few clients and you get better reactions. And you're like, hey, look, maybe I'm not a complete loser. I still am a loser and I feel like it. But at least I'm less of a fucking loser. And so I just keep building on that. My life is an accumulation of losses, guys. All I do is lose every fucking day. That's all my life is. I think at one point I'll start winning. But like if you look at narratives, like there's this guy, what the hell is his name? Alex Sterner or some shit like that. Something Turner or Sterner or something. He put up a video reacting to mine regarding like the deadlift not translating to boxing. And it's like the most slam dunk, like the most layup logic you could possibly fucking have. And he beat me out with more likes and more views. Maybe not more views, but more likes. And I'm just like, God damn, that's a loss. Those are 10,000 losses because he got over 10,000 likes and I got like 5,800. And I'm like, okay, well, that's a fucking L. I just took a fucking L. But at least I got 5,800 wins because I got like 5,800 likes and a bunch of followers. But you have to take your wins and your losses. But most of the time, guys, I'm just losing. I'm that guy, I forgot what the fuck his name is. T-Lander, Zach T-Lander. I made a video of a chick doing a deadlift and I'm like, or a back squat, and I'm like, what the fuck benefit is she going to get from it? Dude, this guy ends up getting like 400,000 or 500,000 views on it. He gets like 70,000 likes on it or some shit like that. And I'm just like, you want to talk about an L? I took a massive L there. I got ratioed to the fucking gills. Of course I got ratioed because people are fucking dumb because they're just stupid as fuck. Like all those people, about 99% of them in about 10 years, they would probably look back on that video and be like, well, damn, this aged poorly. They're all going to come to that conclusion. But for right now, I got to take the L. That's just how it is. So my life is just is a summation of losses. So when I see people that are like, you know what, like I kind of just want to come in when it's kind of like easy. I want to be a trainer and whatnot, and like, and don't get me wrong, we have great people that are coming in, but we won't really be able to determine whether they're good people. I don't know if they're going to be great people, because you'll get people that are like come in and they're down for this shit, but then there's like time circumstances change. The culture changes. They're like, maybe the gravity of functional patterns isn't that big. Maybe I should kind of capitulate to the will of the idiots. And then you see them do it. So there's going to be a lot of good people that come into functional patterns. And you see some great people that come in. But the great people won't be determined until like fucking 3, 4, 5 years from now. You won't find out who's great until time reveals who the fucking great ones are. Like people call Michael Jordan the greatest of all time because he was good over time. People call LeBron James one of the greatest of all time because he was great over time. You can only, like if somebody has a good season, you don't call them great. You'll say, yeah, that was a good player. But to be great to me, you have to be willing to do it over a given period of time. I forgot who said it, but winners are usually the ones who lost the most. Bro, then I must be the fucking greatest winner of all time, bro, because all my life is just fucking L's. It's constant L's. Just loss after loss. Every once in a while, it's some wins. We win the narrative battles, but we never win the narrative battles that we need to win the most. I've never seen us win a narrative battle that really... It always had to, like, adhere to people's stupidity still. It couldn't adhere to people's logic. It couldn't adhere to the smartest of them. Like, to the most intelligent version of them. The wins always come from us adhering to the stupidest version of who they are, unfortunately. And I can't call that a win. So if I tell people, hey, sprinting is more of a fundamental exercise than squatting, and they click like on that, the conclusion that they're going to draw is, oh, so that means that you have to sprint more and squat less. That's their conclusion. They're not going to be thinking, well, how do I potentiate my muscles to improve a sprint? To improve my athleticism in that domain? They're not going to think in those terms. They're going to be thinking in terms of like, how do I continue to perpetuate my same fucked up belief while making it just a smidgen better? So to me, I'm just like, I guess I'm cynical. I don't want to be cynical. But at some point, you don't really, there's not really much that you can, like, behind every cynic is a disappointed idealist. That's just how life is. And I'm never going to change. This guy that you guys see, I don't think he's ever going to change. Once I transition beyond my caste, it's like, I don't think I'm going to change. I think the accountability is going to be better. It's just my gravity is going to be bigger. My gravitational pull will have more potency, I guess. I'll have more mass. And so more people will just want to follow. But unfortunately, they won't learn the lesson until I tell them it. And then when I tell them it, I'm probably going to piss them off at first. But biology likes to cut corners. It's inclined to want to cut corners. That weather looking fire, yeah, bro, it's pretty dope. I'll take it. I could go with higher UV. Maybe I have to take a trip to Brazil. What do you guys think? Should I go to Brazil? I might go to Brazil. I hate flying. Gosh, I hate flying. I think I've pretty much covered it, guys. I think I got all my ideas out. Loyalties can, if you're a time binder, then that means you have to look at things and see the level of their consistency over time. Most people are space binders. They look at what's happening in the territory right now, but they don't understand that the territory is in a stage of transition. Patrick, I'll be out there soon enough. I just have to freaking, I'll be heading out there probably in the next few weeks. I'll be coming to the Bay Area. Gotta go check out Project Function South Bay. If you guys haven't gone to Project Function South Bay, check it out. Oh Lord, man, my ribs. These ribs of mine. I appreciate you, Real VTech, on acknowledging my consistency on these lives. Will you be at HBS next week? Probably not, bro. Probably not. I'd like to be. Unfortunately, bro, you're going to have... Let me put it to you this way, bro. We're going to have some Judases in that HBS course. And I really don't want to give them awareness to what I know. I don't want to light their spark up, man. So unfortunately, it's kind of like... Let me put it this way. Less than 1% of people in America are considered criminals, right? Less than 1% of people engage in criminality. And if 1% to 2% of people were actual criminals, right? Imagine that for every 100 people you had a murderer, right? Or at least somebody who commits acts of violence. You would have chaos in the streets. I think the murder rate of any like civilization is usually going to average somewhere around like 100,000 murders per 100 murders per like 100,000 people for the most part. That's a very small percentage that's a very small percentage of the population that actually gets murdered, right? So, in FP, you can have just literally, I'm not comparing anybody in FP who does the wrong things in FP to a murderer, by the way. I'm just simply saying that all it takes is 1 or 2 people out of every HBS course to cause a lot of problems in the ecosystem. And so, yeah, Apollo, Rockwell, they fuck it up for the rest of us is what you're saying? Exactly, bro. It just is what it is. And so I might get less I don't know, but we're still getting so much interest in HBS courses. We should get more. Joe Greco was saying that we should have like a 10-year waiting list, and we probably should, but we still have quite a bit of interest in people wanting to do HBS. I think once these project function centers open up and we start getting loads and loads of members in there, and people see like the career opportunities in Project Function, they'll probably want to come in and get certified. I think the opportunities, the career opportunities are going to be dope, and it's going to bring more people in to want to get certified. There's no doubt about that. But me taking this approach when I'm not fully available is what makes it is what makes people get less interested in this, because they want to see me. When people are HBS, they're like, yeah, I'd like to learn from this guy. I think there's some people too that are just like, you know what, I don't really want to learn from. I think they want to learn from me, but they just don't want to have to end up dealing with my with me making them more objective. Will you keep doing HBS 3s or pass them off to Johnny and Pablo? Hopefully I'll get to learn from you there. I'll be doing HBS 3s. I'll be there for HBS 3. It's just one of those things, guys, where people don't understand. It's hard for people to understand. Look, like, I don't blame people for not understanding. Like, I understand grit because I got to see my parents not cut corners. I got to see them come from a very unsuccessful place to a very successful place. And I saw, like, how thorough they had to be with every fucking detail that they took into account. When they had their orchards, they, like, you know, let's say you have an entire, imagine you'd have, like, you spent thousands of dollars on, like, several hundred trees, and then you have, like, 3/4 of those trees dying. And they don't understand why they're dying, so they have to start looking around to see, like, okay, well, what the fuck is going on? And they're like, hey, man, we're watering these trees a whole bunch. I don't fucking get why these things look like they're drying out. And so they talk to people, and they're like, they measure the soil or whatever, and they're like, oh, hold on. So they have to look to find the people. They're like, dude, you're watering these things too much. They pull back the water, and they start growing even more. They had to learn a bunch of, and that's just a basic trick. There was a bunch of other little tricks they had to figure out. How to prune, a more effective way of pruning, in order to get, like, the biggest fruits, but then also get a large fruit with a high yield, which is really hard to do. Usually when you grow cherries, it's like to get a high yield where you get a good density of fruits, but then them also be big, is really hard. Like, if you have cherries, if you get a high yield, they shrink. If they are low yield, they grow. My parents found a way to get, like, a high yield with major growth with a high yield. It's very unusual. And so I got to see that process. I got to see them think their way through a lot of fucking things, a lot of complications. And so to me, it's kind of an intuitive thing to understand. I understand that most people don't understand what that is, and they take offense to it. But I know people that are in FP that I've talked to, they're like, yeah, this is like what my childhood was like. They'll be like, yeah, you remind me of my parents. And they've been around FP for the longest time. They're like, yeah, my dad was kind of like you. And so they don't take offense. They're like, oh, I understand it. This guy's just setting his boundaries. He's just trying to be thorough. I really like walking on grass. Jeez, it feels so good. Oh. Anyway, guys, I think I got most of my ideas out. After you're done, after this, it's uploaded, be sure to click like on it, comment on it if you learned anything from it. If not, it's all good. Whatever. Have a good day.